Good afternoon, one and all children. So, in the last class, we have discussed about electoral politics. A new chapter was been started for grade 9, and we have learnt about the political parties. About the electoral system, how the elections are being conducted, why the elections are being conducted in a democracy, why it is important, what are its function. In the last class, we have discussed. So, why do we need elections? And meaning of elections, why elections are being held. By taking one example of Devi Lal, you have understood about how the elections are important. So in today's class we are going to learn what makes an election a democratic. So elections can be held in many ways. All the democratic country hold the election. Whether it is a non-democratic also, they will hold the election. Democratic and non-democratic countries, they will also hold the election. They will contest in the election and they will win. Then how you will distinguish between democratic elections and non-democratic elections there? So in the first chapter, what is democracy and why is democracy? Um, you have learned some ways, so we can recall it now. Let us recall what kind of points we have learned in the first chapter. So everyone should be able to choose. So if it is a democratic election, if it is a democratic form of country means, then in that country each and every citizen or a resident, they will get a chance to choose their representative. This means at this means that everyone should have one vote and every vote should have one value. Whether it is a whether it is a man, women, whether he belong to the backward community as well as he belong to the higher community, each and every citizen in that democratic country, he will have to vote their representative. They will have to they will have that facility to choose their representatives there. Okay, so that is why we call, we can bifurcate in this point, which is a democratic countries and which is a non-democratic countries which are holding the elections. So there should be something to choose from. Oh, yes or no, there should be something to choose their representative. Parties and candidates, whatever, whichever party, and from that party whichever candidates are standing in the election, should be free to contest in the election and should offer the real choice for the voters. So if that political party XYZ is a political party is there, so from that XYZ certain people they will stand in the election. So those candidates freely they have to contest in the election, and they should give a fair chance for their voters to choose them. Okay, so this kind of choices should be offered at the regular elections only. So elections must held regularly after every few years. So the candidate preferred by the people to get elected. So however, the candidate, he will be selected when he is elected by the people only. So election should be conducted in a free and fair election. So these are the points where we can distinguish a democratic election from other ways. From other ways means, we can distinguish democratic election and non-democratic election. So to distinguish that only, uh, they will follow some criteria. They will try to find out whether these criteria are applicable in all the countries or not, in a democratic elections or not. So in this way, we can distinguish between these two. So conclusion, this might look very easy and simple condition, but there are other condition where these are not fulfilled. Okay, in some countries, some of the points are not been fulfilled there. But in this chapter, we are going to apply these conditions. Whatever condition, each and every people should have the power to choose their representatives. The political parties and the candidates should give the fair chance to their voters to elect them. So, however, the elected representative are being elected by the candidates only. So, elections should be held regularly after few years. election should be conducted in free and fair election, so that freely the voters can choose their representative. So these all conditions we will apply in our country. Okay, in this chapter we are going to learn by applying these all conditions to the election which is held in our country. Okay, in the regular basis. So you can also imagine, and you can also put apply this kind of condition whether these are all there in our country. Yes, these are all there where the people will get the fair chance to elect their representatives. So is it good to have a political election? Is it good to hold the elections? So election, whatever elections we are seeing, is it good? Is it helpful for the people? Yes, the election are thus all about the political competition. Elections are nothing but it is a between a political competition only. So this competition can take in a various form, in a various ways. We can see the election at the constituency level. It take the form of competition among several candidates. If there is no competition means then election will be the pointless. There will be no point to choose the representative. If a competition is there between the representative means then that people will get the several chances to elect their representative. So at the constituency level, then what is the constituency? Then your mind will open, ma'am, what is constituency? Constituency is nothing but a group of voters in a specified area. In a specified area, a group of members will be there where they will choose one representative among that group who elect a representative to a legislative body. And sometime, um, if there is no political party means then there is no use of elections. So what they will do, that kind of political elections will be not held in a democratic country. So but is it a good to have a political competition? Clearly election competition has some demerits. Not only it is having merits, but also it is have a demerits. In what way? It creates a sense of disunity and factionalism in every locality. Factionalism means argument or a dispute between two or more small group from with a large group. Okay, so if two, three political parties are there in a locality, all these three political parties, what they will do? They will do the allegation. This political party has not did any kind of work during their period. This political party has not did any kind of work in their period. So in this way, they will do certain kind of argument between that in their locality. So different political parties and the leaders often we will see the level of allegation against one another. Each and every people will those are contesting the election, they will criticize one or another political party or that candidate. Parties and the candidates use often some dirty tricks to win in the election. In what way? Giving money to the people, to the poor people who are not having any kind of knowledge about the election. For them they will use some dirty tricks to stand in the election. So these are the some problems as well as some demerits where the election competition are having some demerits. But our constitution makers, they were aware about this problem. Surely these problems will be there. Yet they opted for free and fair election as the way to select our future leaders. This is only the way. This and if we have not adopted means then we will not get a fair chance to elect our representative as well as our future leaders. So they did so because this system works better in a long run. In a long tenor, this type of election system will help to work the government in effectively. In an ideal world, all the political leaders are motivated only by the desire to serve the people. The main intention of political leaders as well as the representative means to serve the people only. How do you deal with in a real situation? Now you have learnt whether it is a good or a bad, merits and demerits, both you have come to know um, about the political election. So that political election, imagine in a real life situation. It is one of the way to try and improve their knowledge and their characters of political leaders. They will get a chance if they are doing any kind of wrong thing in their constituency. There, they will learn. Okay, they will learn their mistake. They will improvise their personality and the characters. The other way or more realistic way is to set up a system where the political leaders are rewarded and for serving the people, for the serving the people and punished if they are not doing so. In another way, how these political elections are very helpful. Okay, in a real life situation, means political leaders, they will get a chance to earn little bit more knowledge and they will improvise their characters. And in another way, in a more realistic way, in a more powerful way, what we will tell, it is a set up of a system where the political leaders are rewarded. If that representative, if he is serving good way to the people, means he will be rewarded. If he is not doing, means he will be punished. Then who decide that reward and who will decide the punishment? The answer is election competition. The election competition will give reward for the political leader as well as a punishment for a political leader there. If he is not serving a people, the people will teach the lesson in the election competition. So for that, regular competition should held um, in a country. Okay, then who will decide this kind of reward and punishment? Means that is the election competition. Through that only the people will support that candidate as well as they will punish that candidate. So for that, regular election competition should provide so that political leaders, they will get a chance to improve their knowledge as well as whatever mistake they have did in the next time they will not do that uh, mistake there. So for that, regular elections should be held in a country. So political parties know that if they rise the issue that the people want to be raised, their popularity and the chances of victory will increase. So those political parties, though representative, what they will do, they will rise such kind of issues where the people want to rise that issues at the actual situation. So at that time only they will rise and they will gain the popularity and the winning chances will be increased. So if a political party is motivated only by the desire to be in the power, then they should serve the people in any condition. Finally, it helps to force the political parties and the leaders to serve the people. So, by hook or a crook, if they want to be in a power means, then they have to do the services to the people and then they have to serve the people to by making the major decision to bring some changes in the society there. So in the next class, I am going to explain what is our system of election in our country, in what way we are conducting the elections in our country. So in the next class, I am going to explain by taking some examples in what way we are holding in the election. So I hope today's class you have understood how the democratic elections are being held, what whether it is a good or a bad, whether the political competition is a good or a bad, you have learned. So in the next class, I am going to explain further details about the election. So signing out. Have a great day. Bye everyone, kids.